Well, it's the second day of week 6 here at the LCS. I'm joined right now by Jensen from Team Liquid with coverage brought to you by Alienware. You guys just beat FlyQuest pretty handedly. I believe you had a gold lead pretty much the entire game. What with that comp? Did you pick kind of an aggressive comp because you were so confident going into the game?
No, not really. We just thought with the draft we wanted like a more longer range team comp and like a good scaling team comp. So that's kind of what we drafted for. But I don't think we expected the early game to be as snowbally as it was. So I don't know. It kind of just happened that I guess my bot lane just played really well and we just snowballed off that.
Any ideas as to why things went so well for them in the bot lane?
It looked like we mispositioned early on, but then Doublelift was really lucky to survive the Rek'Sai gank because Rek'Sai made a misplay. So then I guess we should have gotten fucked in the early game, but we didn't. And then we turned it on them in the bot lane, and if Caitlyn lane gets ahead, it snowballs pretty hard.
Well, how do you feel TL is looking right now? Because things were a little shaky, and it seems like they're showing like this game looked pretty solid, right?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like after Rift Rivals, we were maybe like a bit overconfident, and we just really weren't playing like we used to. I think we're kind of getting back to that now, and we're playing a bit better, but I still think we are messing up a bit on the fundamentals. So I don't know. It looks like we're getting back in shape, so I think we're getting there again.
Getting there again. Well, one of the things I want to talk to you about is that today on the broadcast, I don't know if you saw this, but Mark and Crumbs ranked all the mid laners. Oh, you saw this? Okay. So Crumbs ranked you number 2 behind Bjergsen, and Mark ranked you number 3 behind Bjergsen and Niski. What do you think of those rankings?
I don't know. I guess I'm just a top 3 mid laner in NA right now. I don't know. I mean, I think I had a few bad games, and then I haven't really stood out too much at the same time. So I think it's easier to stand out on like weaker teams because you have to pull more weight, and it's not really needed for me to like really step up and carry just because like this game for example, my bot lane just carries. So then there's not really much for me to do unless we make a few misplays. Then I can shine a little, but I think it's hard to shine when your team is performing well. And then, yeah, I also had a few bad games, so I think it's kind of justified in a sense. So I'm not too upset about it.
Do you? I mean, on one hand, it sounds like you're justifying why they might, or you're explaining why they might be wrong because the team looks good. But then you're like, but I also had some bad games. So I guess I'm trying to get at, do you think that you're the second or third best, or do you think that you're actually better and it's just not showing?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think I am the best. I think I've had a few bad games, but I think if I were to like play a best of 3 or best of 5, I think I will definitely look like the best. Yeah.
Now, other than that, what are you guys doing? Because you're only a couple weeks out from playoffs now. So, are you guys doing anything special to try to ramp up for that? Because I know in the beginning of the split, oftentimes people are like a little bit more experimental or a little slower, whatever.
We haven't. I don't know actually. I think we're kind of just playing like we used to, trying to figure out what works best for us. And right now, I'd say we're not really too experimental. Whereas in the beginning, we were trying out a lot of new stuff, but we were throwing a lot of games. So it seems like we're kind of just back to the basics of playing the way TL plays. So right now, I don't know. I guess we're just playing pretty standard.
Any concerns about what that would mean necessarily for international events? Because it seems like that's our conundrum, right? Is like our best teams always have their standard way of playing, and then they go up against like a G2 who, like, drafts with a slot machine, and then stuff happens.
Um, I'd say a few weeks ago we were definitely like a lot more experimental and like trying a lot of the crazy stuff, like double F playing mid, etc., etc. But we didn't have the best results with it, so then we kind of just went back to the more standard playstyle. Maybe in the future, like if it's necessary, we will try again. But for now, we're just playing more standard. But yeah, I mean, I can understand why people would be concerned, right? But I think there's so many ways you can play League right now. So as long as you like perfect the way you're playing, I think it's okay.
Any other ideas on who's going to end up at the finals, assuming you guys make it? Like, who would you guess right now would be against you?
Uh, hmm. Tough question. Honestly, probably TSM. Yeah.
You rate the over Cloud9 right now.
I mean, I don't really know what's going on with Cloud9 because they're like testing out a lot of like random roster stuff. So I don't really know like where to rate them, even if they put in their best lineup. But I think right now it would be TSM. But I think in a few weeks, I'd say 50-50 on TSM and C9.
Fair enough. Anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Thanks for supporting us, and see you guys in finals. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I like how you sound so confident as you say that. Thanks so much, Jensen, for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh, over there in the corner of the parking lot, is that Double Lift and Biofrost holding hands? Are they allowed to do that? Aren't they on different teams? Oh my god. Oh no, was the camera rolling the whole time? Is this on footage for Travis Gafford Industries sponsored by Alienware? Oh my goodness, you guys promise not to use that footage. Oh geez, oh gosh.